All right, my friends. Today's a special day. Very, very special day. Welcome back to Breaking Bricks. I'm your host, Neil, and today we are working on our Avengers Tower. Yes, it's the modular set that's like this tall. It's huge. It's part of my side project. It was a holy grail set that I really wanted to, and I went ahead and ordered the LEDs kit. $84 later in a week. You know, it's finally here, and we are going to install this LED kit into the tower. I've already got the tower built. I've already got a cheater wire in it, and for some odd reason, I'm thinking in my head after looking at the LED kit that we might have to change some things around. So let's find out what kind of shenanigans and pain in the ass we're going to have to deal with this LED kit wiring. Because yes, wiring these kits can be quite a challenge. So without further ado, let's just get right to it. Well, my friends, here it is. You know, obviously this is a holy grail set. You know, I do have the original play set that came out. Man, was that a disappointment right off the ripper. Once you got that thing out the box and put together, I went, yeah. And that came out when I originally tried to do a city the first time, and yeah, that was not so good, I don't think, in my opinion. But anyway, today we are going to light this sucker up. You know, this is part of the side project that I got going on, the Galactic Empire. What would it look like if it invaded Lego City, and who would be there to defend it? Obviously the Avengers are, but you know, of course, you know, we're going to have to follow some of those guidelines and rules for the Force versus powered heroes, because you know, we're not going to throw cosmic heroes into the mix. You know, that's kind of like trying to use Palpatine to counter that. You know, we're not going to throw him into the mix either. So, but anyway, I went ahead and purchased the LED kit for this. $85 later, in 2 weeks it has arrived. Now it actually arrived some time ago because brick rolled, you know, happened in between the time I got this and now, so had to put it aside because we had some traveling to do at a convention to do, and we are going to install this. Now when you get these kits, they can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Now, me being no stranger to working with LED lights, I decided to be a smart ass that I am, overthink things that I do, and I already have like a wire that's ran into it that I had extra. So I've got my hub and a run wire that runs out of the mill, which I've already pre-built the mill, and I've already customed it to the way I want for my city blocks, because my city blocks have to go on custom mills to get them all to work right. They can be shifted throughout the city, but depending on how they're built and where their placement goes is depending on where they're going to sit within the city. So with that being said, I did that before I had gotten this. And in this thing, I see this little kind of interesting little hub thing, and it's kind of got me a little worried, thinking I might have screwed up by placing all that together first. Maybe I should have got the kit and waited to put the set together and put the kit in simultaneously, but that's not how these kits are designed. You're supposed to have it built. So I ran the wire up here in the back of the building. So when we open this thing up, you'll see it kind of dangling there. According to the instructions, which you have to get onto their website, so that's why the laptop's sitting here, because we need to use it. This way we don't completely screw it up. But once we open it up, you know, you'll be able to see that wire hanging in there. And, you know, when I look down in the directions, I just kind of looked in advance to see where they might be. And they're all kind of pointing to this area here, which isn't exactly the worst spot, because this is where my hub actually is. So, worst case scenario, if I got to get into this, I shouldn't be that much of a problem. So we'll figure that as we go. So without further ado, we're just going to get into it. All right off the ripper, we're dealing with itty bitty tiny wiring. So it can be a bit tedious just trying to untangle it when you open the packaging. And as you can see, it's not very thick, so you can't just yank it around because chances are you'll rip something loose, you'll tear it. So you got to take your time, you got to be gentle with this stuff, and it can be a pain in the ass to work with. Hiding the wire is a whole nother aspect of it. Alright, so I started to follow the directions at first. Ultimately, I think I ended up changing a couple of the connections boxes for bigger boxes. And by the time I figured out how it wanted me to put everything together, I decided right then and there that I wanted to rewire it just slightly different, so it would fit my needs on how I wanted it all to work. So rather than coming out the backside for a battery box, it goes into the middle. Originally I thought I might have put a cheat wire in a little too soon, but nope, it came right in handy. Now, the thing about this kit versus all the other kits I've had in the past, it has a couple of new, different type of LED lights. Like the pieces that just ran up the side and these pieces that go on the A's and inside the circle here for the emblem. But once again, it is a big Lego set. To take it apart, to get the wiring right, can be a bit daunting. Now here's another one of those really cool LED lights that I like. Now, I couldn't see the wiring. I have to use the glasses to do it. It's just too small for my eyes anymore. Alright, now here's one of the boxes I ended up switching out. Not at first. But ultimately I ended up switching to a bigger box. I thought it would work better, especially once I started running all this other stuff into it. Because it seemed like the best point it had us connecting everything was on the outside of the tower here, but I thought it would look better inside, hidden away. Add a bigger box, takes care of the problem. So as you can see, they just tuck right on in there. They got a stick back to it. So how reusable this kit would be, I couldn't tell you. But the cool thing is I managed to have some extra parts. Now this wire should have been black, not white. Especially that top piece that goes to the top of the antenna there. Simply because it's black, the wire's white, so now it sticks out. So I'm thinking about switching that pole to a white pole. It'll blend the wire in a little better. I just got to implement that. But ultimately, I really like this kit. Worth the $85. Well, my friends, there it is. We finally got Avengers Tower all lit up. You know, I can definitely say this was worth the time to build. You know, to light it up. This is definitely a crown jewel in my collection for sure. Let's go ahead and take an up close look at this, and I'll show you some things that I've done with it. But I'm going to shut the lights down. That way we get a better look at it. All right, there it is. We got my custom mill that I built. Reason being I have to build these mills custom is because there's like 8 to 9 different mills to put this little project together. Each one has a hub and a wire in it that connects to the next mill. This allows me to use one complete power source so I can use it to power everything rather than a bunch of individual battery packs that just, replacing those constantly gets to be a hassle. Man, this thing is beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the face off of this, and we'll take a look inside too. All right, so I did throw a couple extra minifigures in here. It came with 32. Most of them are here. Some of them I took and set aside. Now you can see the one wire that runs from the bottom to the top. I alternated how the hookup was going to go. It wanted me to run those wires on the outside, which would have been fine, but the battery pack would have been dangling on the outside, and I just didn't want that. I wanted it all to run off of the system that I have already chosen to run with. And so once I figured out exactly how we were going to run this, I decided to change a few things around, which ultimately I saved parts that came in this kit for something else. And not to mention, it all ended up working out. I thought it was going to burn me in the butt, but it worked out quite well. Yeah, even the back of this thing is just superb. Wow. Okay, the trees are part of my custom mill. I wanted to do a little something. You can't have all steel in a city. You got to have a little bit of green. Otherwise, the feel just isn't there. Well, my friends, we went with a little bit of a dimmer light, so I mean, this thing just shines. I'm amazed with it. I really am. I am definitely happy with the Avengers Tower. Compared to the very first set that came out, it's just a bitter disappointment. But this thing is just a collector's dream. But if you like what you saw here today, go ahead and hit that like button. It lets me know I did a good job, and it's just this kind of content to anybody that might be out there. Of course, you got a good idea for a video, maybe you want to talk Lego, Star Wars, or whatever it might be, go ahead and put that in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And of course, we cannot grow here as a family unless you hit that subscribe button. It takes you a mere half second, but for me, it really does mean an awful lot. And I'll see you here next time on Breaking Bricks.